So hey guys, welcome to another video, and today we're gonna have something a little bit different because in the last 2 weeks I've been playing Warframe so much I kinda started to feel the burnout, so I wanted a nice relaxing game that I can just play when I'm not working on Warframe or just to kind of relax, okay? At first I was playing the new WoW expansion, Legion, but I guess I'm just tired of that game. I've been playing it for so many years. I mean, I've played since vanilla. And I guess I kinda grew tired of that game, and I just don't enjoy it anymore. I didn't even make it to 110, I stopped at 109, and I just couldn't push myself to even log in and do a couple of quests to reach max level. So I started thinking, well, what other MMOs do I want to play? Well, there is Guild Wars 2, and then there is Elder Scrolls Online. In Guild Wars 2, I already have a Necromancer that's max level and has 100% world completion. I did a lot of the stuff, like I finished all the jumping puzzles and stuff like that. I've played a ton of World v World and PvP, and I did a bit of crafting, but it always lacked purpose for me, okay? I, for example, downloaded the game, I would play it for about a week or so, and then I would kind of get bored because there is really no goal for you in Guild Wars 2. It basically just look fabulous and face roll content. That's like 99% of Guild Wars 2. So I dismissed Guild Wars 2 this time around because I knew I would download it, I would play it for a week, and then I would get bored because really you're just running around the world and not doing much. And the other option was Elder Scrolls Online, which is a game that I criticized heavily on launch. Their launch was not very good. They had problems, the business model wasn't very good, but as time went on, ZeniMax really improved on Elder Scrolls Online. So I downloaded this ginormous game because it's about 60 gigabytes. Oh my god, that's a lot of stuff to download. And I jumped right back onto my Sorcerer. And I must say, I am really impressed with this game. I really enjoy just faffing around and exploring the world that ZeniMax have created. Especially now since my character is level 50, which is the max level. And I've surpassed champion rank 160, which is the gear cap. I'm a huge Elder Scrolls nerd. I've played all the games and I love them to death. If you've played Elder Scrolls Online recently, you may have noticed that I'm not running a very good build. I am running a full bow build for single target, which is something you do not do. You have bow on your secondary bar to kind of complement your main weapon. But I decided to drop kind of the meta builds because I was not having fun with them. And I mean, I'm just faffing around the world. I don't do dungeons too much or any kind of PvE content. So I decided to recreate my Morrowind character, Dralseth. Dralseth was a professional dick. He was an assassin and a thief, and he used a bow complemented with magic, and that's exactly what I'm doing here, and it's loads of fun. It's so much fun being a sneaky character, especially with the Dark Brotherhood and the Thieves Guild expansions, so you can make money by simply robbing houses, or, as I'm about to do over here, just shank a bitch and take her valuables. That's also something you can do. Although if you are seen, you will get a bounty, and the guards will try to catch you and take all the items from you, and if you acquire too much bounty, the guards will just straight up murder you. I love that Elder Scrolls Online finally added this, and they allow you to do this, because basically all the inconsequential NPCs, which are the NPCs that are just there to fill the world and make it feel alive, are killable. You can run up to them, you can feed on them if you're a vampire like me, you can pickpocket them, or you can shank them and take their valuables that way. Let's just check that no one is around, and good night, milady. Have a shank in the chest. There we go. I just love doing this, just going to the other faction cities and murdering all their NPCs. It's just so much fun to do. The leveling in Elder Scrolls Online is sort of a mixed bag. Some of the quests are really good, especially with the voice-acted quests and some of the choices that you have to make, which are downright awesome. But then you get a quest where you have to collect 6 bear asses, then you have to go and kill 10 elks and stuff like that. So overall, there is a lot of good, but there is also some bad. I particularly enjoyed Cadwell's quests, because John Cleese did such a good job voice-acting Cadwell. He actually sounds like a real person, even though he's kind of mad, which is something voice actors tend to forget. You know, the fact that the NPC is supposed to sound like a normal person in order to draw you in. They're not supposed to sound like a Nordic warrior or have dramatic pauses in their dialogue. That's just not how people talk. But the game really started to draw me in once I got past the leveling. Now I'm just acquiring champion points by doing random stuff, and I can roam the world, I can explore the dungeons, and when I come across a town, I can rob it blind and murder all the NPCs if I want to. And it honestly started to feel like an Elder Scrolls game once I got past the leveling. There are times where I just press F5 to quick save, or I just press escape and I'm like, oh yeah, I can't save. This is an MMO. It's not as deep as Morrowind, Oblivion, or even Skyrim, but it's really good for an MMO. I don't think an Elder Scrolls MMO could have been done any better than Elder Scrolls Online right now. Yeah, at the start it was a little bit rough. It was actually pretty bad when it launched, but right now it's a really good game. And it's buy to play, so if you don't want to, you don't have to pay the subscription, although not having the crafting bag makes your life much more difficult. And I also really like the fact that you get all the expansions or the DLCs when you just subscribe. That's an awesome way of doing things, in my opinion. Rather than, buying every expansion separately and then paying a subscription fee on top of that, like you do with WoW. Yeah, this is a much better system, in my opinion. And the PvP, I mean, Citadel is awesome. I like it more than the World v World PvP in Guild Wars 2, because in Citadel there is bigger focus on battles rather than just, stealth capping like in Guild Wars 2, where you're just basically trying to avoid conflict at any cost and you're just trying to get the objective. Here you actually get into fights, which is awesome. So if you had your doubts about Elder Scrolls Online, or you're just thinking about playing an MMO and you like the Elder Scrolls franchise, I would definitely recommend Elder Scrolls Online. It's a lot of fun, it's buy to play, you don't have to subscribe, you just buy it and you have it. And it's also on Steam, so that's also pretty good. So as always, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you... What is that? Well, I'll be damned. It's a rabadabadite. Oh. Bye-bye.